session of Highbury Primary, where we will be daring greatly. This morning we have the privilege of listening to the wonderful Simpson speak to us about helping children with emotional awareness and self-regulation in the classroom. I'm lucky enough to work in the same space as Rebecca here at Highbury. Her gentle approach, vast knowledge and professionalism are some of the key attributes that draw people to her. We are so looking forward to hearing from you. Good morning, everybody. So, my big question this morning, what we're going to start with is, what is discipline? Can you yell out some answers for me? What is discipline? Tiring. Yes. Someone say structure. Something about structure.
A learning opportunity.
Oh, very good. A learning opportunity. We've got the brain trust in the back here. Anything else anyone can think of? Encouraging self-control routine. Sure. I'm going to be preaching to the choir today. Discipline actually means instruction and to learn. That is the root of the word. So, what if I told you that this, my little creation on the side here, what if I told you that this, the calm corner, is actually an alternative approach to discipline? It's a meaningful instruction that guides a child into a place of emotional stability so that they are able to learn from their behavior and from your responses. Surely that is what the goal of discipline should be. So the original meaning of the word discipline comes from the Latin origins disciplina, which means instruction, and I found that tremendously valuable when thinking about this. So I want you to picture a newborn baby. Your niece, your nephew, your child, your grandchild perhaps even. When that baby cries, you know the feeling that stirs in your heart? That desire to draw that baby close to you, to hold it, to soothe it, to murmur words in its ear. It's overpowering for most people to want to draw them in. And in that space of crying and tears or even screaming, that baby is dysregulated. It doesn't know how to self-soothe. The ability to self-soothe is something that actually happens over time. And it is learned behavior. And that's what we're wanting to work on today and for me to teach you. As adults, do you know how to ask for what you need in every circumstance? Do you know how to speak about your emotions in conflict situations? Do we know how to speak our truth? We really don't. Most of the time, we don't, and yet we expect the children in our world to be able to do so. So it really just doesn't make sense. Children have big, adult-sized emotions. Does anyone agree? Big emotions that just assault us every day. But they don't have the neurological capacity to regulate emotion or to even understand it. If we're honest, children's emotions also have the tendency to make us feel as though we've lost control, as though we're bad teachers or parents, and as if we're failing in our role. So traditional discipline encourages us to control children, to leverage our size and power. That's what we're taught. It's merely, however, a modification of superficial behavior, and using tactics like punishments and threats and bribes. It doesn't do anything other than modify the surface. If you generally ask, when you ask a child why they're being punished, they'll generally tell you, I don't know. In fact, a little boy in therapy the other day, he told me a big long story about his punishment. No screen time for a week, no this, no that. He could tell me exactly what the punishment was. And I said, oh goodness, what did you do wrong? What caused that? He said, I don't know. Completely forgotten what the actual behavior was that had caused that. The challenge is that these techniques, the old school techniques, they erode the very thing that will influence, that influences children the most. And I think you'll all agree that that thing is your relationship with them. So traditional discipline techniques are rooted in punishment and old science, and they aren't interested in the causes of behavior or the causes of misbehavior, and they put the responsibility onto the child and very little onto the adult. It's a case of you will cooperate or else. What if we focused more on a child's needs in their moment of emotional distress rather than our wants and our schedules? Growing our knowledge of development and neuropsychology can arm us with the knowledge that can shift our perspective and change our approach. So, I want to know, who went to Disney on ice this year? You want the young kids go? Oh, so few of us went. I want you to imagine that kind of situation where there's lights and noise and sounds. That example really stuck in my mind as an example that really shows how kids engage with the world. You have kids who went into that space and they just came alive, and they got up and they danced and they engaged and they loved it. Eyes like saucers. You had other children who went in and they shrunk. It was too much, it was too loud, it was overwhelming, and they didn't enjoy it. So sometimes we also need to understand that literally coming to school, entering a busy classroom, going into assembly where there's going to be lots of noise and singing, or maybe sitting still for a while, or even heading onto a very busy, bright, sunshiny field at break time can stimulate the same kinds of responses. So what I'm talking about is emotional regulation. So what is emotional regulation? It is the ability to respond appropriately to the demands of our daily experiences with a range of emotions that are socially acceptable. So it's the ability to be flexible in certain circumstances that require spontaneous reactions, and it's the capacity to delay our emotional responses when needed. There are so many jokes about toddlers and what happens if they ask for the green cup and you give them the pink cup, and how little things can just make kids flip out, getting an ice cream and walking away from the store and it falls on the ground. That is because of immature emotional regulation. What if I give you another example? You've headed down to the pad on a busy Saturday morning and you spot the parking. It's a really good parking. And you drive to the parking and you're really polite, you just wait patiently with your flicker on, and you just about to drive in, you say thank you to the person for keeping that space for you, and someone whizzes into your space. Emotional dysregulation isn't something that only children feel. I think that's something that could dysregulate all of us. So I think that's a nice adult example of when we all sort of flip our lids and lose the plot. The foundation of good emotional regulation is to experience the full range of emotions, from the good to the bad, but to respond rather than to react. So it's the ability to understand what we are feeling and to communicate that to others and to ask for what we need in a way that helps others to understand us and what's happening in our internal world. So who can shout out some feelings for me? Some feeling words. Happy. Upset. Excited. Sad. Frustrated. Excellent. Those are all fantastic. We managed about, 7 feelings in a couple of seconds. So what's the average age of the audience now? 21? So the point we're trying to make is that children don't necessarily have this vocabulary. They don't have the vocabulary that we do. And often if they do, they aren't able to tell us those words or to use those explanations in their moments of struggle. How much easier would life be if we were all emotionally regulated? The ability to recognize our own emotions, to help us to understand what triggers us, and then be better able to control the way that we behave when someone or something pushes our buttons. It also helps us to read the emotions of other people and to learn to be sensitive to their needs and to grow in compassion. So the key to my presentation today is that emotional regulation is not something we are born with. It is something that needs to be taught through modeling, through communication, and through active coaching. Emotional regulation starts from the outside in. And as teachers, you play a critical role in teaching emotional awareness and emotional regulation in the classroom. Okay, so we're going to go do a little bit of neurology here. I'm sure, how many of you recognize this? Excellent, okay. We're going to work on explaining Daniel Siegel's perspective. He's a phenomenal interpersonal neuropsychologist, and his work has been absolutely life-changing and has altered the way that we think about children, about parenting, and about discipline. So the idea is the triune brain, 3 different significant parts of the brain, as a hand model, okay? And if you can see, I've also got a little model of the brain over there that you can look at. So the first part we're going to look at is this part here, okay? So these are the eyes at the front. This part of our brain is the prefrontal cortex, and that's called the human brain. And the bulk of neurological development in this area happens from around about 4 years old and only fully completes development at around about 23. So it is a long-term project to develop the prefrontal cortex. It holds the most advanced of the brain functions. It's the CEO of the brain and is responsible for organization and judgment and planning, assessing risks, self-control, decision-making, language. That's just naming a few of the executive functions that live in the prefrontal cortex. When we're in this part of the brain, we are completely in charge of ourselves. We can understand others, we can read situations well, and we can use language to explain ourselves and understand, to help other people understand us better. So I'm struggling really hard to make sure I stay over here today and not freak out and go into my nervous center of the brain. Okay, so then what happens when we feel an emotion? We head off to the limbic system, okay? So we're talking about this part of the brain that's right in the core, okay? And that's referred to as the mammal brain, and it develops from around about 14 months to 4 years. This is where our feelings live. It's responsible for, and it's also triggered by sensation. Right, so our sensory world is also very, very important in terms of the limbic system. Anytime we feel emotion, we feel a sensation in our bodies, we're feeling a little bit sick, we're a bit tired, we're hungry, too cold or too hot, we head to that part of our brain. When our emotions are triggered, we might be absolutely fine, but something triggers us, we flip our lids. Okay, so the prefrontal cortex literally disengages, we flip our lids, and we start to center over there. We sense and feel our world without words and without language. And the children who are in this part of their brains, they hear tone and volume, not words. They read your body, they read your facial expression, but they don't have a full understanding of what you're trying to say or the point you're trying to get across. So this part of the brain, the limbic system, responds to physical touch, eye contact, tone, and volume. It's fully capable of connecting in a loving way and responding to gentleness and compassion when approached in the right way. All right. Okay, the next part of the brain, if we're over here, we're in our limbic system, and we don't get what we need, we dip into the brainstem. Okay, and that's called the reptilian brain, a little crocodile base, represent that. And that develops from around about conception to 14 months. Children will be able to shut it out, escalate to make sure that you understand their distress. So if they're sitting here and they don't get what they need, they will get louder, they will shout more, they will get more physical, they will make their language more dramatic in a chaotic kind of way until they dip into the brainstem and they hit fight, flight, freeze. And this is an absolutely appropriate survival mechanism for the brain, and it's concerned with safety. So children who've reached this point are using their most primitive reflexes, and they are as far away from the prefrontal cortex as you can possibly get. So there's no language here other than just chaotic, noisy language. There's no sensibleness over here. Challenging situations drive children into the brainstem, and they are no longer reachable or teachable in this space. We need to understand that until the children mature, they are literally not capable of self-control or self-discipline. At the age of 3, for example, children are forming 700 new neural connections every second. 700 per second. Children are born with billions of neurons, like a blueprint. And the kind and quality of care that children receive through the experiences that they have and the relationships they encounter through those early years literally refines how their brain's going to work. Certain wiring is pruned and falls away and dies, and certain wiring is consolidated, and that becomes the way that their brains work. You need to know that neurons that fire together, wire together. The more often we do something, the easier it becomes. If you think about learning how to drive a car, in the beginning, it's incredibly difficult. You have to be incredibly conscious of what you're doing. A couple of years later, you get in the car, you drive home, you have absolutely no idea how you got there. Because those neurons are so hardwired in your brain, you don't have to think about it anymore. If we think about children, again, a child who experiences excessive stress in their life or repeated trauma, high levels of stress and trauma, they will develop a larger brainstem. And that's what the brain scans will show. That part of the brain that is responsible for flight, freeze will be larger and more dominant and will absolutely affect their behavior patterns. They will go there and flip their lids that much quicker than a child who's experienced nurturing and responsiveness and have had greater energy to devote to building that beautiful large prefrontal cortex. So that child will have beautiful emotional regulation and will facilitate better responses from the people around them. Whereas the child who has this enlarged fight-flight mechanism will often evoke that kind of a response from the people around them. So as teachers, you play such a significant role in providing children with experiences to contribute to healthy brain development. Children's brains are either wired for growth or for survival, not the same, and they can't have the same at both at the same time. So how do we get our kids to reach a place of growth for optimal learning? So in addition to the image of the Highbury brain and how it works, I'm going to extend this to give a more comprehensive understanding of what children require to be able to learn to receive. And this is based on the philosophy of Gavin Keller. Has anyone listened to Gavin Keller talk? Genius. Really, really fantastic. So I've borrowed this from him. The brain isn't just contained within ourselves. It extends all the way down our spinal cord, through the spine, right to the base of our coccyx. This is what children need to be fully present in the classroom and ready to learn. So the first thing is movement. This could take the form of sensory breaks. It could be allowing kids to have a wriggle, allowing them to fiddle with something. Some children need more of this than others, and research has obviously showed that boys need more of this than girls. Occupational therapists, particularly those with sensory integration qualifications, are absolutely valuable and key to understand what kids need in the classroom, the right kind of input. If you're lucky enough to have an SIOT at your school, make use of them all the time. They're fantastic. We're also dealing with a situation with our kids at the moment where technology is the enemy of movement. You've got kids who are sitting literally flexing their thumbs. That's it. So they are not engaging in the full sphere of learning and all the things that are necessary for the release of endorphins and dopamine and feeling good and positive about themselves and their bodies. That's not happening. And that is a whole nother talk. I'm sure somebody's talking about that over the next couple of days. The next thing that we need is a full relaxed tummy. We need to be fed. We need to be fed the right things. There are 100 million neurons in the gut, and there is research coming out all the time. I'm reading things all the time about how critical gut health is in terms of anxiety and depression, and just emotional welfare as a whole. We feel emotion in our guts. And you know, kids will come to you, if you've got younger kids in your class, like, oh, sore tummy, I'm not feeling well, I feel nauseous. It's so much easier for children to express that need than to find the language to come and say, I'm feeling very anxious today. We also, in South Africa, have a spectrum of deprivation on the one hand, where we've got kids who are coming to school who have not had breakfast, or perhaps haven't even had dinner the night before. And then right at the other end of the spectrum, we've got kids who are experiencing benign neglect and are literally having a handful of sugary cereal for breakfast and are completely dipping from that by the time 7:30 comes and you want them to start their day. So it is really important for parents to understand that, for us to understand that little snacks through the day and having a happy, relaxed stomach can be quite important. The next thing is a happy heart, and I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Happy people tend to do better work, and there are 40,000 neurons in the heart, and you literally can feel in your heart. It's not just a muscle. If we get up into the brain again, which we've chatted about already, we need to feel safe. That brain stem, that little crocodile, it can't be hiding inside the tough skin, it can't be flicking its tail and raking people away. That brain stem needs to be calm and not activated. We also need to feel a sense of connection and belonging that comes from the limbic system. So not to be overly triggered by emotion in the day. And I love the example of the elephant because that animal really represents the spectrum of emotions. They can be majestic and gentle and just amazing creatures, but when they are bewildered, they are wild and can cause utter destruction and devastation. And then lastly, the prefrontal cortex needs to be alert and online. And of course, research shows that when we actually do have full access to our brains, we're only using about 20%. So it's actually really, really hard to get kids to concentrate and to get them into that place of optimal learning. But I think just having an awareness is a start. So what does dysregulation look like? Dysregulation looks like acting out, it looks like meltdowns, tantrums. It really is an overload of emotions or of sensory stimuli. It means that the brain is no longer able to maintain rational control, and we flip our lids, children flip their lids, and obviously the more that happens, the more habitual that behavior is and the harder it is to shift. Okay. I'm going to take just a little moment, just a side note to look at the sensory system. I'm extremely lucky because my sister is an OT with sensory qualifications, so I'm able to get a huge amount of input and understand how the sensory system and the emotional system just work so hand in hand. Okay, so if we just look at the autonomic nervous system just for a minute, this is it's the beautiful system that works in our bodies and releases hormones through our bodies to respond to the world. And it's divided into two subdivisions, the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is like the brain and the body's accelerator. Okay? It is the emergency crisis response, and its job is to activate, fight, flight, freeze. So it works very hand in hand when you're thinking about the triune model of the brain. So when the accelerator is on and the sympathetic nervous system is activated, it allows our bodies to engage and react quickly, speeds up the heart rate, shuts down digestion. That's why you get a sore tummy, because you stop digesting and everything gets stuck, and it sends extra energy to the muscles. So there's lots of wriggling and agitation and biting and fiddling and shuffling. The parasympathetic nervous system is the brain's braking system. So its job is to activate the calming response in the body, and it helps the body to relax. So then the heart rate slows down, digestion goes back online, and we conserve energy. When the autonomic nervous system is working well and the body is in balance, the car runs properly, everything's in homeostasis. We can understand that if the sympathetic nervous system is overactive, the body is dysregulated and overreactive, and it gets out of balance. What's really interesting, and I found quite interesting from a developmental perspective, is that the sympathetic nervous system is developed in the womb and is already present from birth. And it's a crucial part of an infant's survival mechanism. So babies know how to cry when they are cold, hungry, or wet, or in pain, and it helps them to survive. It alerts the parents to come and find them and sort them out, and it keeps them alive. But we are not born with a parasympathetic nervous system. That is something, again, just like emotional regulation, that has to be learned. So you wouldn't leave a baby crying in distress in the same way that it's up to us to help children to learn how to regulate their bodies and to regulate their emotions. An understanding of the autonomic nervous system is important when thinking about our little calm corner here, and it also plays a role in the choice of activities and objects that I've chosen to place in the tent and things that I would recommend would go inside the tent. Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is a video, and I hope that you can see it, even if you just listen to what the chap's saying. This is the still face experiment, and it's one of my absolute go-to explanations of what happens when children become dysregulated. So this is an example of an infant who becomes dysregulated. But the key is that this happens to older children as well. And if you think about maybe kids in your class or your own kids who go into that space of complete dysregulation, you can actually see this happening to them.
Babies this young are extremely responsive to the emotions and the reactivity and the social interaction that they get from the world around them. This is something that we started studying 30, 40 years ago, when people didn't think that infants could engage in social interaction. In the still face experiment, what the mother did was she sits down and she's playing with her baby who's about a year of age.
I'm like a girl. Oh.
And she gives a greeting to the baby gives a greeting back to her.
Yeah.
This baby starts pointing at different places in the world, and the mother's trying to engage her and play with her. They're working to coordinate their emotions and their intentions, what they want to do in the world. And that's really what the baby is used to. And then we ask the mother to not respond to the baby. The baby very quickly picks up on this, and then she uses all of her abilities to try and get the mother back. She smiles at the mother. She points because she's used to the mother looking where she points. The baby puts both hands up in front of her and says, "What's happening here?" She makes that screechy sound at the mother, like, come on, why aren't we doing this? Even in this 2 minutes, when they don't get the normal reaction, they react with negative emotions, they turn away, they feel the stress of it, they actually may lose control of their posture because of the stress that they're experiencing.
Okay. I'm here. And what are you doing? Oh, yes. Oh, what a big girl.
It's a little like the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is that normal stuff that goes on, that we all do with our kids. The bad is when something bad happens, but the infant can overcome it. After all, when you stop the still face, the mother and the baby start to play again. The ugly is when you don't give the child any chance to get back to the good. There's no reparation, and they're stuck in that really ugly situation.
End, the good, the bad, and the ugly makes complete and absolute sense. If children are stuck in a place of emotional dysregulation, they cannot bring themselves out of that. That behavior becoming habitual, they literally become a behavior problem, those children. They are labeled, we tend to push those little guys and those little girls away, and what they are craving the most is that connection. So, connection before correction. Co-regulation through connection. Why am I so passionate about this philosophy? Science shows us that the brain is wired to calm down when it feels safe through social connection. And when we feel safe, we can learn. From a physiological level, every time you speak gently and warmly to a child, or you hold or touch them appropriately, their brains release oxytocin. And oxytocin is literally love juice. It's the bonding hormone that is released when we feel connected to important people in our lives. The amygdala, which drives the fight-flight response, which we've spoken about in the brainstem, has receptors for oxytocin. And I found that absolutely fascinating that neurology is showing us the way that we need to go. When we move gently closer towards children in their distress, and we let them know that we see them, and we hear them, and we loan them our calm, through co-regulation, the amygdala will eventually calm down. It'll switch off that fight-flight response, and it'll make a way for the prefrontal cortex to come back online. So the calm corner plays a big part in that, because it provides a sensory safe place that's associated over repeated behavior. It's associated with feeling heard and understood, and it facilitates this for the child because of the memories and the sense of safety attached to that calm space.